going to share a few things. First of all, about being triggered, the body, making peace with the past, and being single. I had a talk with my woman named Masha, and we were talking about holding spaces, just being available, letting that experience be real. Triggering can be something like an option there. I can be this in a good way too, like just the rich content being so loaded. Like kids teach us a lot. They're not cookie cutters, they're complicated, they're wonderful. Some are obvious, some are explosive, some are aggressive, and some are hidden, some are tricky, some are sneaky. And parents can be armed, emotional, dramatic, reactive, and kids assume things and carry more than what they need when they think the parent confirms things others have said or traits about them that they misunderstood the context of. It feels like their actual identity is being attacked and their core self is being rejected. When we're cleaning it up, it's like the light surface is easy. When it's the deep, the process is ugly, lots can come out. Bugs we didn't know existed, rotten, it's messy, hard work, and we need to do inquiry and self-embracing. Sometimes when we're defensive, we might want to say a chant, like they're allowed to be frustrated, pissed, sad, my blank, like my friend, my roommate, my boss is allowed to be bothered by me. People are allowed to be. While we know that parts can be sad or scary, we're being brave, stunning, really, and courageous. When there's a storm, it's about embracing it all, being it all. And in a relationship, there is anger. Like, anger covers up the pain when we don't feel safe. For example, anger at God, it can be very important and necessary and totally balanced out by expressing gratitude. Like in a healthy, genuine, intimate relationship, there's good, bad, beautiful, and ugly. And then being single can be said to be as having to be okay without anyone, versus the pushing people away, clinging to them. When we all have a deep desire to love and give, there can still be a fear of abandonment, a fear of abandoning. I wrote about my values, like being connected to God, divine, spirituality, self-sufficient, complete, and wholeness, love, helping, sharing with others, empowering, partnership, collaborating, intimacy, body as a temple, consumption really matters, and creativity, inspiration, opening, and newness. And that's values that I care about to have in a relationship that came from when I was single. And I also learned that I want someone who's a mirror to reflect my goodness, someone who knows people are allowed to get sad, bothered, angry, frustrated, and afraid, someone who goes deep inside who they really are instead of blaming the world or others every time they're triggered, to see what the underlying wisdom is, that knows that the soul attracts in exactly what's needed and perfect, and someone who believes in abundance, who can handle lots of alone time, conversations, affection, service, and treats conflict as an opportunity for creativity, but starting out happy with anyone, happy with someone, happy with no one, and an emotionally available, loving, kind, appreciative, grateful person who lets me be a divine light, having a human experience, because I decided I'm tired of the crumbs. I want a whole loaf with someone. We share the bread. And I'm not going to sacrifice myself for someone as if I can't have anyone else, if I wouldn't sacrifice myself. I think one of the most important things here is someone who's a mirror to reflect my goodness. Then, talking about my body, I wrote a little letter. So, what a gift. Thank you for teaching me patience, presence, pleasure, and relief. You've been so loyal, supporting me. You're my best friend. You've been there this whole time. You don't ask for credit. You show how you can carry and handle any emotion, no matter how intense, extreme, unfamiliar, or triggering. You self-regulate, self-heal, self-adjust. I wrote self-heal again. Self-balance, self-purify, self-eliminate. I'm not ashamed of you. You're natural and beautiful, and you're the most wonderful dwelling place I could ever imagine. When I was breaking, you held me and kept me afloat. You've always been a blessing. I was so stupid when I hated you, listening to the horrible, untrue conditioning I was getting. I appreciate all you've done for me. You're a temple for my divine light. You're my encasement for my human experience. You tell me everything I need to know to stay safe and grounded and aligned with the physical world. And you remember everything I need to. You fight and defend for me, create and produce and receive and shed. And even the pain's a message to help me. I love you so much. You're always with me. I'm never alone. And I hope to, from now on, continue to treat you with more respect, admiration, kindness, and nurturing. You're magical. I'm sorry I said bad things about you or treated you like you were defective, dirty, smelly, hairy, fat, gross, ugly. That was delusional. I can see it's not the true reality. And finally, making peace with the past. Making decisions that put me in a position to get hurt via fear, self-pity, self-delusion, and self-seeking, and understanding that my parents were trying to prepare me for and protect me from the world as they understood it and understand it. And I refused. And I was given exactly the family and upbringing I needed to become who I truly am and truly am meant to be. And carrying my parents' burden was why I resulted in acting violent, aggressively, and I took on the hate and cruelty and lack of trust, safety, and love. And I didn't want to be part of a family that didn't want me. trying to protect myself, I pushed them away. I believed my mother's version of the truth over my own, the way she needed me to, that I was a bully, bulldozer, wicked, bad, dictator, angry, greedy, defective, unworthy, terrorizing. My parents threatened me. My mother took me to therapists, got me medications, taking me to doctors to figure out where my rage was coming from. Rather than just recognizing I was trying to destroy the abuse that was coming in at me, and that's okay. She wasn't willing to change, so she was trying to transform me. I simply wasn't allowed to be myself. My parents weren't capable of loving someone. I screamed, I tantrumed, I made a mess because I needed someone to understand how much I was suffering, how afraid I was, and how powerless I was over my well-being, happiness, and autonomy. Heavy stuff, but good stuff. Releasing the heavy stuff. I wrote this a few years ago, and it feels like it's still just as necessary to speak into existence. Have a blessed day. Bye.